Hey there. Thanks for joining Six Figure Chicks podcast. I am delighted to have Miss Lady Jen Du Plessis, who is the CEO and founder of Kinetic Spark Consulting and the creator of multiple coaching programs that help high achieving entrepreneurs, professionals take control of their business and life. I have a great fact also. Jen was one of the authors in the first Six Figure Chicks book, where she shared her story of success and kind of all the roadblocks and challenges that she faced in creating what she has now, which is the legacy-driven business. Jen, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I'm always so excited it's good to catch up with you. Number
Yeah.
one, we had much more time on the backside of this than we did in our time together. But, I'm just so privileged to be able to share my story and help others. And that's what I love about being on podcasts.
Yeah. And you are a podcast pro. Like you were saying, how many years is the Mortgage Lending Mastery?
Yeah. Mortgage Lending Mastery we just celebrated 14 years. And Success to Significance is 5 years. And I just started another podcast about 4 months ago called Business on the Vine.
Yeah, I cannot wait to check it out and hopefully be a part of it someday.
Well, we already decided you are. Yeah. So excited.
Okay, so before we dive into the business and the fun stuff like that, let's go with something fun and unexpected that not all people know about you.
Not all people. Well, we talked about this and I said I was going to say dancing, right? I do ballroom, Latin and swing dancing, but I've now changed my mind. I already said it, but I've changed my mind. I think the unexpected is that I'm a master markswoman.
What does that mean?
It means I'm on a shooting team. I have 14 of my own rifles, handguns, you name them. I have a semi-automatic as well. I have 14 of them. And it's my calming because, I can get hyper sometimes, with certain things, but I mean, generally I'm an introvert, but I can get hyper and excited about things, but it's the way that I can breathe, get precise, be intentional, stay in focus. And, it's what I love to do. And on the rifle team on the shooting team that I'm on, I'm the rifle girl. So you don't want to mess with me when it comes to rifles.
I'm going to write that down.
Totally unexpected.
Yeah. Yes. I don't think I even knew that. Is this something new?
It's a concealed carry.
I know you have guns, but yeah.
I've concealed carried for 20 years now. Yeah.
I just didn't know you're part of the.
Yeah, I don't shoot animals.
Yeah.
Just targets.
That's good. Non-moving targets.
Right. Or
okay. So I know I have learned so much from you in the years that we've worked together and been just friends, and you're always there if I have questions. But so we all do face those challenges on the road to success as our businesses grow, as we want them to scale. What's one of the biggest roadblocks that you've encountered in your own journey?
Yeah, for me, it's about mirroring because, what I coach on is helping people get unstuck so they can scale, right? And have this life of quality, whatever that means for them, whether it's travel or building another business or whatever, the case may be. But for me, it was mirroring. I had this skill of management and leadership and vision and coaching employees, for scaling, but I wasn't applying it to my own business. And I was in the hustle and I wanted to move into that harmony and create an elite business that would last. And it wasn't until I had this moment outside of a restaurant with my family, where I was the typical entrepreneur where the phone rang and I have to take care of my client because they need me. And didn't realize that I needed me and that my family needed me more than my clients need me. And so I had my priorities all out of whack and, developed a system that took me to 7 figures, that took me to the top in my industry at the time. And, I realized, and I think this happens to us, it's like, don't you coach on this? Don't I coach on this? So Why aren't I applying it to myself? So I think that one thing that people could look at is, your superpower, your area of expertise, whatever it is, are you applying that to your own business?
Mm.
And that was the moment that everything changed for me. And it's allowed me to have 4 businesses that are doing really well. And I continue to grow, continue to work not in or on, but above and beyond my business.
Yeah, we were just having that discussion of,
Yeah.
my first company is scaling now that I removed myself
That's
from
amazing.
the mix. But I
You
do,
are the bottleneck, right? We
yes,
are the bottleneck in our own company.
so true. And I think about that story that you started about what was the concrete balance?
Yeah, walking the concrete balance beam as I'm on the phone, going back and forth, opening up the door, covering the phone and going, you're going to love this place, right? And still talking to my client. And I call it walking the concrete balance beam. And I have to laugh when I see anybody walking and talking, and I know
Yes.
they're doing business. Yeah.
I think about you every time I'm doing that. If I'm, just
Right.
walking and talking, I'm like, oh God, stop.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's it.
Oh God. Okay, so what one piece of advice would you give younger Jen? Grown up time.
Yeah. Well, definitely the mirroring piece, but there's another piece of this that I would do. And as you know, and you can read the book. You can read this 6 figures, 6 figure chicks or any of my books that I publish. But I tell the story about Jenny who ain't got a penny, right? And my feeling worthless, right? Or my not worthy of everything. But I had a shell or not even a shell. And now it's funny that I'm, been knighted as a lady because I'm thinking I have that shell, right? I had that shell on me for so long. I didn't want anyone to know that my father was an alcoholic. I didn't want anyone to know that we were poor, and so I had this shell on me for so long, a protective shell. And I thought that was abundance. And if you've ever heard of above and below the line, below the line is scarcity and above the line is working in abundance. Well, I thought I was working in abundance and I would just work harder and get more in the hustle because I wasn't getting the results. But in fact, I was working in scarcity. When someone said, hey, do you need anything? I go, no, I'm okay, because I don't want to have them see me sweat, right? I don't want to show any weakness. And I was asked to speak at a women's event one time, and it was the first time I was going to tell my story. And I was speaking from a podium, which I never do. I make people remove podiums because I don't like them. But I was speaking from a podium, and I was like, oh, I have to just tell my story. And I realized that it was selfish of me to not tell my story to make an impact for others. And I didn't take the armor off. I poked holes in it. And all of a sudden, my light was shining through. And I get goosebumps when I talk about this because my light was shining through. And that light was like a beacon of attracting. And so I would have said to myself 30 some years ago, right? Take the armor off. It might hurt for a little bit. Let your light shine because others need it, and be authentic. Let people know that you're human. Let people know that you make mistakes. And if I had done that, I wouldn't have had $100 million business. I would have had probably a $600 or $700 million business. So don't be selfish, be authentic. And give people your light.
Yeah. I love that because, as my businesses have grown too, I've been thinking a lot about reflecting on my younger self of going like, I would wear high heels and just the best outfits just to feel more just to feel more confident. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. In myself and others to believe in me. Yes. And even if I was doing the right job or at the best of my abilities, but now I'm like, gosh, I'm fine walking into a room with my head held high, not knowing a single soul and having much more confidence than I've ever had before and a smile on my face. And no matter what happens, it happens for a reason, right?
Well, and it's being present. I think that's it. That's another story that I'll keep for another time. But, it's being present. I wasn't present because I was hustling. Mm-hmm. And when you have that harmony in your life, when you can take that deep breath and take a step back and say, I don't need to be everybody's friend. Everybody doesn't need to like me. You either do or you don't. And there's people for you and there's people for me and there's people for everybody else. Right. And I don't need to do that. I can just be the authentic me, and it either will attract people or not.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I was afraid when the armor came off that authentic me nobody would like it.
Yeah.
Nobody would like me because, ooh, but it's all that resilience and perseverance that made me who I am today. So I'm grateful for it. It's ugly. It is. It's ugly. That whole life was ugly, but look what it created. If I didn't have that life, would I be where I'm at?
No. Yeah. You would definitely be a different person. And I love the person that you have become through all of that resilience and perseverance. And what you talk about in, a Six Figure Chicks book, as well as how many books have you authored so far?
Okay, well, I have personally authored 4. I'm in the midst of writing my 5th. I'm looking for a publisher.
Yeah, I think I know one.
See that wink? Yeah, that's why I asked you who you were using. So I'm looking for a publisher, just to spread the wealth, that kind of thing. And please don't everybody call me, right? I'm looking for someone very specific. But the balance of the books that I have written, forwards, testimonials, been in chapters of, we're now up to 28. And I have 6 more coming out in the next year that I'm part of.
OMG.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you think, do I have enough stories? Right. But each story takes me down a different lane, of gratitude or perseverance or, family. Family is really important to me, and in that family bond. And, there's so much more that I have to dig out of me that's amazing. I want someone to write a book about people who saved lives. Tell me the story about you saving a life. That's one story I haven't told yet. About saving someone's life. And her name happened to be Penny. And I told her, well, then you can call me Jenny. But nobody else can. Right.
Oh my gosh. So listeners, if you're going to be doing a book collaboration about saving lives, Jenny's got a story for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. Great. So, okay. Let's wrap it up with one mantra, quote, word of the year, whatever keeps you going right now.
Right. Well, you and I were talking about my word of the year, and I can't come up with one this year. So I made it a hashtag so that it could be one. And it is hashtag less is more, right? Less is more. So I'm taking a step back so that I can take multiple steps forward. And one of the phrases I use all the time with my clients is, you have to slow down to speed up instead of speeding up to slow down. And I feel that post-COVID, post-pandemic, that everyone's on speed mode. Speed. I have talked on this summit and that summit and this thing and that thing. And I've decided that I'm going to slow down so that I can speed up in the areas that I want, so that I can be extremely efficient with the clients I want to serve. Right. And I don't need every client, in God's green earth. I only want specific clients that I'm serving. And for me, less is more. More isn't more. More is just a lot. So I'm not stepping back in my business. My business will make more money this year.
Yeah.
But I'm stepping back in the approach that I have to my business, and, just rising above the hurricane and looking at how big is the hurricane? Where's it going? How come it's here? And not being in the weeds with it. And I think as business owners, we do that initially because we need exposure. We need to go as to many things as we can. Well, I've already surpassed all that and reached that pinnacle now where I don't need more exposure. I don't need more buzz. I don't need more magazine covers. I don't need more speaking. I need very specific things. I want speaking, but I want the right kind of speaking. I want podcasts, but the right kind.
Yay. And thank you for choosing mine too. I love that.
Of course.
Okay. So where can people find out about you, your businesses, and all of your podcasts?
Yeah. Well, the best place to go is to go to ladyjen.com. I'm sorry, not Lady Jen, ladyjenduplessis.com. That's my full name, ladyjenduplessis.com. And you'll find all the podcasts there. And then you can, I invite you to have a conversation with me. You will not find my programs on there. I'm, the kind of person that I want to have a conversation with someone and see what you want so that I can provide you that result, not what I want to give to everybody.
I love that. Well, thank you very much, Jen, for joining me on the show.
Pleasure.
Until next time, keep pushing, keep growing, and remember, you're just one decision away from stepping into your significance.